Thank you and shalom to all of you. I'm particularly pleased to be here and to be part once again of our annual interaction with the Israeli Industrial Relations Research Association. IIRRA is certainly a privileged partner of the ILO, and we all wish to extend to its leadership and to all its members our warmest greetings. We are particularly pleased to engage today with obviously Advocate Orly Britti, and we listen very carefully, and we're very grateful for this opportunity to the opening remarks of Deputy Minister Golan. It's really good for us to hear from the voice of the government, from the voice of the constituents, what is the most recent developments in Israeli society, since we are not able, unfortunately, to travel as we used to do, but we hope that this will happen very soon. Also, a very warm welcome to our friends from FES, as well as obviously to all panelists and participants. The theme that you have selected for this year's conference is, as you all said, extremely topical, not just for Israel, but for ILO constituents around the world. And we believe that in the case of Israel is of particular relevance and of particular importance. It is certainly linked to your notion of Israel as a startup nation, this kind of reputation that you've been developing throughout the years, but is also closely related to your engagement in advancing your industrial relations agenda. As you're probably aware, ILO's recent work at the global level, and you will hear more from my colleague Umar Rani, who has been authoring a global report on this, has indicated that digital labor platforms have increased fivefold worldwide in the last decade. This is obviously an exponential growth that has underlined the need for more international policy dialogue, and this is certainly an occasion, and obviously regulatory cooperation. This should aim at creating more and better jobs and foster the growth of sustainable businesses more consistently. Undoubtedly, digital platforms are providing new work opportunities. They have been able to extend such opportunities to women, persons with disabilities, young people, and in some cases to those marginalized in traditional labor markets. At the same time, I think we have documented some of the challenges faced by platform workers. They relate to working conditions, regularity of work and income, lack of access to social protection, freedom of association, and collective bargaining. Equally worryingly, some platforms have significant gender pay gaps. And my colleagues later on during the course of the day will touch upon some of these issues. Many businesses face challenges relating to unfair competition, non-transparencies with regards to data and pricing, and in some cases, high commission fees. These unfolding scenarios are further blurring the distinction between employees and self-employed. Also, we notice that algorithms are increasingly replacing humans in allocating and evaluating work, and in some cases also in administering and monitoring workers' activities. With platforms operating across multiple jurisdictions, coherent and coordinated policies are increasingly needed. Further regulatory certainty and the effective application of relevant international labor standards is, we believe, is therefore critical and central to our collaborative work. Governments, enterprises, and workers' representatives have begun in different countries around the world, and we hope also to hear more from the Israeli experience today, have begun to address some of these issues, but their response are a bit mixed. This potentially leads to uncertainty for all parties. We believe that further action should ensure a few key policy attention in a few key policy areas. One, workers' employment status should be correctly classified and should be in accordance with national classification systems. 2, we have to make sure that there is transparency and accountability of algorithms for workers and businesses. 3, self-employment platform workers should enjoy the right to bargain collectively. 4th, all workers must have access to adequate social security benefits. And 5th, platform workers should be able to access the courts of jurisdictions in which they are located if they so choose. So these are some of the themes that I think will emerge during the course of the day. Again, thanks to all for giving us this opportunity to interact with you. We wish you a fruitful and productive discussion. I will stay engaged throughout the day, and I will be part of the closing remarks. And many thanks again to all of you for your attention and your engagement with the ILO. Toda.